Hello guys, welcome to a mentorship program organized by Tech Genius Academy. In this video, we'll learn how to interact with ChatGPT and View 3 using prompts. What's a prompt? A prompt is what you type or say to an AI so it can give you a response. You know, just like people, computers work better when you tell them exactly what you want. And that's what prompt engineering is all about. So let's take a good look at what a bad and a good prompt looks like. Okay, so when you tell ChatGPT to write a story, okay, this is an example of a bad prompt. Why? This is because the AI might be confused or give something very basic, like it's just going to give any type of story. But when you type something like, write a funny story about a monkey who becomes a footballer in Lagos. So this is an example of a good prompt, because with this, AI will give you something clearer and more interesting. Okay, so this is what we have here with that prompt. In the heart of Mushin, Lagos, where street buzz louder. Okay, so you have something as beautiful as this. So this is an example of a good prompt. Now another example of a good prompt will be, write a story about a man with his children living in Oshobo. Okay, this is another good prompt. Not even good enough. Now let's make it more interesting. Right? Do we want the story to be funny? Do we want it to have morals? Do you just want it to be any form of story? Okay, so we can say, write a motivational story about a man with his children living in Oshobo. Okay, so you have something like this. The strength of Papa Jide. In the calm but bustling city of Oshobo, under the fading blue rooftops and near the rustling trees of Okebale, lived a widowed father named Papa Jide, a soft-spoken man with eyes tired from struggle but a heart fierce with determination. Okay, so here is a good prompt. Alright, so when your prompt is specific and descriptive, it will give you a better output. Okay, and a good prompt should be easy to understand. It should give details and be purposeful. That is, it should contain what you want ChatGPT to do for you. So why is this important when it comes to View 3? Why is this important when it comes to View 3? Now, it is important when it comes to View 3 because View 3 is a smart video tool by Google that can create videos from the prompt you give to it. Okay, and this kind of prompt, it has to turn, your imagination into a movie. That's what View 3 does. Alright, so but the thing is, View 3 needs a very clear and detailed prompt to know what to show you. Alright, it needs a very clear and detailed prompt to know what to show you. Alright, just like giving a director the script of a film. So ChatGPT gives us a well-written, creative and clear prompts like this. Alright, so now let's take another thing for this. For example, now I'm trying to create a story, an animation story of a young girl. Okay, of a young girl probably with braided hair. Remember that we said a good prompt must be descriptive, must be detailed, alright, and it must be specific. So we want to create a prompt for View 3, but this is the idea we have. Write a story about a grandfather giving his grandson a moral lesson under a mango tree. Okay, so when you type something like that, this is what ChatGPT will bring up for you. So you further ask ChatGPT, break this down into scenes. So when you ask ChatGPT to break it down into scenes, it's going to give you something like, it's going to give you this scene 1, the sulking boy. Okay, it will include settings, it's going to include the audio. All right, but this is not yet a prompt, so you will further type again, create a prompt for view 3 using this scenes. Okay, so when you type that, it's going to give you prompt for each scenes. Okay, so you have for scene 1, peaceful rural Western African village at sunset. A young boy, aged 10, sits under a large mango tree beside a clay house with a rusted zinc roof. He wears a simple native outfit. His face is sad, and he sulks while plucking grass. Ambient sound, birds chirping, distant good beats, warm golden light bats the scenes. Okay, now it's also specified the style, 3D animation in Disney Moana style, soft shaded, expressive faces. So let's imagine that I do not want Moana style. I can further tell it to ensure to use Disney style instead of Moana style. Okay, once I tell it that, it's going to change the prompt from using Moana style to using Disney style. So you have a peaceful West African village at sunset. A young boy sits under a large mango tree beside a clay house with a rusted zinc roof. He wears a colorful Ankara outfit. He looks upset, plucking grass in silence. The sky is warm with golden orange hues. Then the ambient sound, birds chirping, goat bleating faintly in distance. The style, 3D Disney style animation. So you can see that it has changed it from Moana style to Disney style. So when you are done creating prompts like this, you copy it, okay, and find your notepad, then paste it on your notepad. Okay, so once you do that, you go back there and do some editing. In case you are not satisfied with what you are seeing, you can edit it. So there are things to take note of when it comes to view 3's prompting. For instance, if it will have a dialogue, you have to ensure that you write the dialogue. Let's go back to our ChatGPT 2 so that I can show you what I'm talking about. Now, looking at the prompt ChatGPT produced for us, we can see that there is no part for dialogue here. Okay, so we are now going to tell ChatGPT again, ensure to include the dialogues. Alright, so you will note that it's like we are having a conversation with ChatGPT on what to help us do. So now let's see what it's giving to us. We have the setting, a quiet West African village during golden sunset. Okay, a 10-year-old boy, Bola, sits cross-legged under a large mango tree near a clear house with a rusted zinc roof. He looks upset and bored, picking a dry grass. He wears a colorful Ankara outfit. Okay, the ambient sound, we have distant goats bleating, birds chirping, warm breeze. Okay, so the very first scene, there is no dialogue. Okay, so the second scene, there's a dialogue. It says, Grandpa Remu calmly. So this is where you need to edit. So you copy it. And open your notepad. For those of you using a phone, you open a new document. So on your notepad, you would have to adjust some of the prompts. And what are we adjusting there? Remember that View 3 is a video tool. So as a video tool, where you have the dialogue, you have to describe, or you have to tell it who is saying the dialogue. Okay, so for scene 2 that we have a dialogue, okay, so you have Bola grumbling. You have Bola grumbling. All right, so you can see that in front of that there's a dialogue there. So if you're giving this command to ChatGPT, you're supposed to write something like Bola grumbling saying I didn't break it on purpose, and even if I did, why should I get in trouble? Did you get that? Okay, so why are you writing this? If you do not put the word saying and you just paste it on View 3 like that, View 3 can just produce anything for you, in the sense that it might not be Bola that will say the word. You might just hear the background voice. I didn't break it on purpose, and even if I did, why should I get in trouble? But the moment you put saying, it shows that whatever character they are bringing out as Bola will be the one to say this dialogue. Now you go to the Grandpa Remu's part, and you also change this to Grandpa Remu calmly saying. Okay, so you change it to Grandpa Remu calmly saying. You are angry because truth feels heavy now, but have you tried carrying a lie? So you see, now after editing it, you take it to View 3, paste it there, and you wait for it to generate your video. Okay, so let me use this analogy to just explain everything. So on View 3, you are like the director. ChatGPT is like the scriptwriter, while View 3 is like the moving camera. So you tell the scriptwriter, which is ChatGPT, what you want your movie to look like, or what kind of movie you want. Then the scriptwriter has the power, or it will help you to describe it clearly. Then the camera, that's View 3, we use the script to make the movie. So that's like the very simplest analogy that we can give to what View 3, ChatGPT, and every other AI tools will help us do with the correct prompt. So what do I need you to do today? Your task for today is to write a prompt for a short story. You've already seen an example of what a good prompt looks like and what a bad prompt looks like. Okay, so the better you describe what you want, the better the AI can help you. So a good prompt must be specific and it must be descriptive. Okay, so when you have those two, you can have a better output. If you have any question, you can ask me. At the end of this video, I will be dropping examples of prompts that you can also use to give you more understanding.